abs are made in the kitchen. But if you want capacity, that happens here. 5 a.m. every day before your family wakes up. Because if you don't carve out that time, you're never gonna find it. Build capacity here with us every morning on the 5 a.m. Squat Club. If you're new here, this is a pre-made system that ensures that you get to your goals and your fitness just by showing up. First step that we do every day though before we move our bodies, we're gonna move our minds. Choose our first thoughts of the day so that we're not defaulting. All right, so what that looks like is you're gonna find yourself a little bit of space where you can sit down in what we call the human squat position. Feet go underneath the hips, sit down in a passive squat. If you feel like you're gonna fall over backwards, grab yourself a counterbalance, hold it out in front. And we'll be here for about 2 minutes, choosing our first thoughts, setting our breath. So we're gonna do a 4-second inhale, 4-second pause at the top, 4-second exhale, and then a 4-second pause at the bottom. 4 sets. So go ahead, we're gonna start with an inhale. 3, 2, 1, go ahead. Hold the top. Exhale. Hold. I am responsible. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I will make time between stimulus and my response. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I choose gratitude. Inhale. All right. Mindset prep for the day, at least for the session. Let's start moving. Oh, hey, doggy, doggy, dog, dog. All right. So every morning, whether you want to or not, you're up early, and then we start moving. We start with a simple 2 minutes of one of the most important movements we do here, and it is a burpee. It's get down on the floor, get back up. You can walk it down, make it nice and slow. You can walk it back up, or you can make it fast, depending on how you're feeling. And you can pick up the pace as we go. This is our first step in getting the body prepped for intensity, making sure that we're getting the joints lubricated, heart rate elevated, and the muscles all warmed up and ready to go. And this morning we're talking a little bit about function versus aesthetics, and how if you want aesthetics, train for function and you get both. Right? Train like a human being with movements that are natural to human movement, innate to humanity, necessary for your real life. And then obviously you eat properly to make sure that you don't have too much body fat. And then you end up looking like someone who trains for aesthetics. So you get the best of both worlds with capacity. Right? Why would you choose just aesthetics and get just that out of it when you can look good and have the capacity for whatever you need in your life at the same time efficiently? So that's what we do here every day. If you've been here, you know that. If you're new, welcome. Let's do it together. So we're just finishing up here, 15 more seconds of burpees. Should start to feel like we're breathing a little bit more. Like we're turning it on. Body's waking up. All right. That is not the whole warm-up, however. Next part is up on the screen here. We're gonna go through 5 or 6 movements, 2 rounds, and the first one here is just a knee raise. Warming up the hip flexors by pulling your knee towards your chest, staying nice and tall in that standing leg, feeling the hip flexor start to turn on right here in front of the leg. Good morning, team. Good morning, Job, Jody, Jason, Talia, KDL, nice and early. Yaroslav and equipment, good morning, team. KDL, you working out with us this morning? We would love that. Some, what do we got today? Hang squat cleans and push-ups as an EMOM. And then we're working single leg work afterwards, which is a good challenge if you haven't tried it before. You got a neat 10-minute EMOM format for that. All right, from there, we're gonna start the good morning. So feet underneath the hips, send the hips back, find a little hamstring tension, stand to squeeze the butt. Go for it. You get about 10 there. Squeeze the butt at the top. You can push the range of motion a little bit, everyone, as you go, as you warm it up. Just making sure we're maintaining a nice neutral spine there. Good morning, Amelie, or equipment's wife. Just getting in the warm up here. Got a good session today. And then if you stick around until the end, I've got some herding videos. Not H-U-R-T, but H-E-R-D. All right, from there, we're gonna set up on one foot. I'm just gonna balance there, just warming up our little muscles in the foot and ankle. And if you want, you can add a little bit of hip movement on this, raising, lowering the non-standing hip. Starting to turn that on as well. You know, not even sheep equipment, we were chasing the cows around. It was stressful, to say the very least, and extremely intense as well. I did some basically full-on sprints in full winter gear through at least a foot of snow. I don't know, 2-3 minutes all out a couple times, just trying to make sure that the cows didn't end up, you know, in the woods or something where we would never get them back. So hang out till the end. Got some some young, well, what, early farming silliness. Lack of what I wanted to say there. Okay, a couple more there. Starting to burn that hip. All right, and then from there, we're gonna go with a reverse lunge. Take a big long step back, let that back knee kiss the ground, keep the front shin nice and vertical, and then drive back up with both feet. Bring them together, squeeze the butt at the top, push through the ground, both feet. So yeah, yesterday was a pretty busy day, but everybody is contained, and I feel much less anxious about it now. No concerns about the critters. And on that, winter chores are slowing down a little bit as well, which is nice. Winter season is upon us. Okay, from there, let's come on down onto all fours. What are we doing? Push-ups. Let's do this. A guy we watch, GP Hoof Doctor. Oh, I have seen that guy. That is gross. He's like Dr. Pimple Popper. All right, from there, what you're gonna do is come to a 90 degree with the shoulders and the elbows, and you're just gonna lift from the shoulder Trying to get the elbow as high as you can. Hands are coming up with the elbows. Let's get at least 10 there. We're getting in some push-ups today, so let's open up that shoulder so we're not walking around like a DB. I don't mean a defensive back. You can hold the top. You can do 50 of these for sure. Lots of benefit. All right, from there, come on up. We'll get our first set of squats in for the morning. So feet underneath the shoulders, hips down and back, keeping that torso nice and tall, and then drive it back out. I thought the cows were processed. No, I think I mentioned it yesterday, but we sort of changed plans. But we'll talk about that a little bit more. They're gonna hang a little bit longer, which is good for meat quality. So only one of the cows got processed. The second one will be, I think, in about a week. And then the third one a few days after that. Guess the ground is too frozen for fence building. Yeah, it's getting pretty hard out there to get fence posts in. I was doing a little bit yesterday, but only as necessary. All right, round 2, we're gonna go with a dynamic alternating high knee. Still trying to find that pinch in the hip flexor as you go. Pulling the knee up towards the chest. Nice and tall, closing of the hip. We got a total of 20 or so there. You may notice that one hip pinches better than the other. A little less control there. I'll do a couple more on that side. Good, and then we'll go with a staggered alternating good morning. So line up the heels of one foot with the toe of the other. Send the hips back, stand it up. You can even do this as a walk. Step out, hinge over, step out, hinge over. I'm just going slightly in front of the other foot when I do so. Little penguin walk. Well, not penguin, that's not the right bird. Dodo, I don't know what it is. All right, good morning, Spencer. All right, from there, what are we doing? We're gonna do our single leg RDL or golfer's deadlift. So standing on one foot, take that leg out behind you. Oops. Stand it back up. Hinge it over as far as you can. Stand it back up. I like to keep this non-standing foot fully off the ground the whole time. Gets a little bit more balance work in that standing foot. I was just saying, Spencer, we've got some clips at the end today of me chasing cows around. And you'd like this because I was definitely sprinting, not technically, and in snow gear and snow boots, but I was going all out, trying to cut off the cows who were going into the woods. The videos are not great though. A little bit of Blair Witch happening. All right, a few more of these here. And then we'll get into a Spider-Man lunge on the ground. How's the balance feeling this morning, team? Whoa. All right. From there, we'll come on down to all fours again. We'll come into a plank. And let's go ahead and take with a foot outside the hands. Get some rotations around. Go forward, backward, find those tight spots. You can drop the knee down and up. Bet it will be post because my eyes are going, hey, that's okay. That's okay, Spencer. Get some good sleep. Switch sides, first one. Woo. A little tight in the hips this morning. That's why we warm up. Get those things loosened. And if necessary, team, if you're, going through your warm up, before we get started on the workout and something's feeling cranky and it's feeling like, hey, I don't know if I should put myself in this position, if I am, making progress on this, or if this is going to basically pull me backwards as a result of hurting it, then you can always modify, right? There's nothing wrong with modifying. I'm all about consistency, being here every day, but finding a way to do it in a way that's, that's going to allow you to be consistent. I know that didn't come out super well, but you gotta be aware. You gotta listen to your body, because some days you're gonna have to change it up, right? Some days we're gonna have to limit range of motion. Some days we're gonna have to modify the movements. So be open to that, because our goal is to be here every day. And if you train through an injury, there is definitely potential for having to take a day off. So let's be smart, listen to our bodies. Okay, from there, we're gonna do another T-spine. I kind of like the previous one we did, but we'll do just an arms overhead one here. So just take the arms straight up overhead, thumbs pointed to the ceiling, and then just lift from the shoulder. We'll get 10 there, and then we'll get 10 presses. So from there, thumbs to the shoulders, press them out overhead, keeping the hands as high off the ground as you can throughout. Once you got 10 here, we'll hop back up, do our last set of air squats, and then start talking about our EMOM, push-ups, hang squat cleans. All right, second set of squats. Let's say another 10, and then we'll talk about the EMOM. All the cracking this morning. Okay. Let's talk about it. So, let's talk about today's workout. 2 movements, 10 minutes, alternating movements each second minute. 1 push, 1 pull, with a squat in there today, so a good balance. Push-ups, hang squat cleans. So we'll talk about the 2 movements individually. If you don't have a barbell for the hang squat cleans, that's okay. This can be done with a dumbbell or a or a kettlebell or anything. Taylor, good morning. We're gonna get you eventually, I feel like. All right, so the push-up, I'm gonna give you some scaling options for this as well, but at the top, what we're looking at is a nice, tight, straight line. And this is kind of the most important thing, is that I wanna control the midline. So what I'm looking at is start right at the top, nice tight lockout, come all the way to the floor. So chest and thighs are on the ground to the point where I could lift my hands. The weight is down all the way, and then back up to that full lockout. All the way down, all the way up. I want to avoid any kind of piking or worming. So everything's locked up. If you were looking at me from a distance, it would look like from the shoulder to the ankle is a board that doesn't bend, it doesn't move, it just hinges at the shoulder. If that's not accessible, hand release. You could definitely go hand release, Jody, I like that. If necessary, if those are too challenging, I don't want to go from the knees. I do not like the knee push-up. I think it takes out a lot of the midline. So what you can do, and sorry for the visual of the messy room, is elevate your floor. So either on a stack of bumpers like this, or on your stairs, or on a table or a chair, just bring your hands up higher. Same thing, keep the body in one nice straight line, bring the chest all the way down, make contact, and then back up. And this can be as high as you need to make those push-ups accessible without going from the knees. Right, to the point of, like, I could do this against the wall if I really needed to, but I think we could probably all handle a little bit more than that. But just bring it down to a level that's accessible. For the second movement there, the hang squat clean, simple here as well. It can be done with a barbell or with a dumbbell or with a kettlebell or a sandbag or whatever. What you're looking at here, and I'll demo with a dumbbell because I think probably more people have a dumbbell. You're just gonna take that thing between the knees, hinge over, drive with the hips. Like a messy dog here. Basically drive, get tall with the hips, and then pull under. Receive it on the shoulder in a squat, stand it back up. If you're gonna use a dumbbell, I would do half of them on one side, and then half of them on the other, hinge, drive, catch, stand. Simple on that one. Same thing with the barbell. You just got two hands on it. So you're gonna grab that barbell just out. Oh, I smashed my thumb yesterday. The hook grip does not feel good. So with the barbell, same concept. I'm gonna hinge at the hips, loading up a little bit, feeling a little bit of hamstring tension, and then I'm thinking get tall. Should have moved my feet there. Get tall in the form of a drive or a jump, and then catch. If you have a tendency of pulling with the arms, go from the high hang. So short little hinge, jump and catch. Right, you wanna let the legs drive, get tall, pull under into that front squat position, and then stand it up. What you're looking for in that front rack is that elbows are high, barbell is sitting on the body and not in the hands. So if you need a minute, get into that position, get the elbows nice and high, hang out, abs on, butt squeezed, and just force that position for a minute. So what you're gonna do now is try it out. Warm it up, get a few reps in. In terms of reps for the EMOM, it's up to you. You can choose lighter weights and lighter options for the push-up and do higher reps, right? You could be doing, 10 or even 15 per minute, or go a little heavier, choose a little harder option for the push-ups, and maybe do 5. It's completely up to you. You can, increase the weight as you go if you want on the clean. You can increase the reps on the push-up if you want as you go. You just want to choose something that's going to be manageable, and then if you want, you can increase. I always try to stay a little bit moderate on the barbell, so maybe 5 or 6 reps as opposed to 10. And the push-ups, I'm probably going to aim for one big set. Big is relative, obviously, maybe 10 to 15. So still warming up, getting a couple more reps in, trying out your barbell or dumbbell. I don't know if we go to 45 here, probably. So let me know in the chat, team, if you've got any modification questions or gear questions. And I will get to that before we start. If you already know what you're doing, you've got it all set up, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Scaling options for no equipment, yeah. So Job, let's go some form of challenging push-ups. You could even elevate your hands, find some books or something, you go to a deficit, or maybe a plyo push-up, you could jump, and then maybe jump squats for the hang squat cleans if you don't have any equipment. So just give you a demo. So if you got no equipment, Job, you could go regular push-ups if those are hard enough, or you could go, with like a clap, And then for the, that's too much for me. And then for the hang squat cleans, you could literally stand tall, drop, stand tall, drop, and just work on catching tight in that squat and standing up. Or you could cycle jump squats. If you have a little bit of weight, you could hold that as well. You could do a makeshift hang squat clean. Copy that, it sounds good. Let me know if that works or if you need something else. All right, a couple more warm-up reps here. Jabes, good morning. You look like you changed your profile picture. Or your avatar, whatever it's called. Oh, that thumb. Youch. Okie dokie. That feels about right. All right, team. Hopefully we've chosen our appropriate weights. And we've tested out a few reps. Bella bar 6'5", perfect, Jody. All right, the rest of you got your barbells set up or dumbbells and some space for some push-ups. Remember, quality on the push-ups is the goal here, right? Real straight body, just hinging at the hips, or sorry, at the hips, at the shoulder. If you've never filmed yourself, do so, right? Get a video of your push-ups. Are you getting full range of motion to the floor, to a lockout? Are you maintaining tension through the midline? The push-up is definitely one of those movements that seems simple and easy, but to do it very well requires good focus and good capacity. So think about that. Keep them tight. Focus on quality over quantity here. I think realistically, because I'm going to aim for maybe a bigger set, that the push-up numbers are going to come down, and that's okay. That's kind of what I'm going in expecting. I'm going to maintain the numbers on the cleans, if not increase, and then the push-ups will just we'll see. I'm going to push the pace a little bit on that. So every minute on the minute for 10 minutes, alternating between the push-ups on 1 minute and the hang squat cleans on the next for 5 sets. If there are no questions, we're gonna get going here. 115 seems to be the morning go-to. That's perfect, Jason. Remember, if it's too light, just do more reps, right? You can always do, if you could do 10, 12, that's gonna get you. Job's wearing black shorts. There you go. That means it's time to go. All right, team. Push-ups first, then hang squat cleans, alternating for 10 minutes. Let's do it. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they don't let me down. I always fought just to win the crown. God, with these fucking crowds. One time they deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I'm not gonna maintain that, but that's 20. Woo. It's okay. I don't expect to maintain it. The goal is to push it a little bit on the push-ups for me. You don't need to be that doesn't need to be your goal, but that's mine. 10. All right, first set of hang squat cleans. 3, 2, 1. I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me.
Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour.
One down of each.
Take a cold shower.
It's gonna be high intensity this morning.
Work until you're prouder, and f*** all the doubters. They're just
Function.
downers. I swear to God they all
10.
let me down. I always fought just to wear
Wow, I'm already jacked up. 5, 3, 2, 1.
It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Okay. I dropped off by 5 already. 15's the number.
Fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems. Man, it's hard to be seen when everybody wants to be king. Yeah, they all wanna ring. Yeah, we all wanna be free.
Whew.
So show me what you
15.
got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring. How
Round
you
2
take
of cleans.
Do you
Maple.
got heart? Are you mean? Got some scars, got some needs. Are you
5,
willing to go bleed?
3,
I swear to
2,
God, they all let me down.
1.
I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns.
Whoops.
They deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work
Thumb.
for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God, they don't let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown.
We got it. 2 down. Good job so far, team. If you're not out of breath, jack it up a little bit. 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, push-ups.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me, and what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one
Blows my mind that we did 100 push-ups at one point there.
Convincingly unwilling to put in the
15 is hard.
to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour. Take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder. Work until you're prouder. And
Alright, back to hang squat cleans in 10.
I swear to
Here we go.
God, they all let me down. I always fought just
3,
to wear the crown.
2, 1.
Who were all taught they deserve it now. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
That's 3 sets, 2 rounds to go. Good job so far, team.
I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams, but it's not what it seems.
You working out, Jabes?
When everybody wants to be king, yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing.
5 push-ups in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these fucking clowns. Who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. God, they all let me down. I'll always fight just to win the crown.
Oh, damn. Is that Tasharia? Good morning, Tasharia. Simple push-ups and squats today. It's waiting for you. 2, 1. Let's go. Stop it. Maple, go.
I feel nervous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. What was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land.
Tasharia, it's Try Tuesday.
I feel like no one takes accountability.
What's on for today? Greetings, everyone.
Hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour. Take a cold shower.
Maybe today's the day. Tasharia, 10. Second last set of push-ups. 3, 2, 1.
I always fight just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns. We were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Oh my god.
I'm just telling you to fight for your dreams.
Hell yeah.
But it's not what it seems, man. It's
Get a
hard to
partner
be seen.
who looks at you the way Maple looks. She's just licking sweat.
So show me what you got, what you
That's a good point. I'm nearly 5. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. Second last set of cleans. Or this is the last set. Holy crap. Last set, team. Shit. Get a couple extras if you want.
It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God, they all let me down. I always fought to win the crown. I'm off with these fucking clowns. All the time they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
7. Finish them up, team. Whoa. 2, 1. Time. Good job. Catch your breath, walk around. Start it. Oh, man. Well done, team.
Nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in
Alright,
life
don't run
that
away.
has meaning are the
We got our
things you
single
gotta
leg work.
for, believe me.
And then some cow herding clips later on. During our cool down, we'll watch some beginner farming. Woo. That was a good one. Hell of a good one. How was it, team? How do we feel? How were the push-ups?
Off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's
Woo.
only worth it if you work for it.
That's great.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
What the wood? Ouch, damn. Good job, Jody. Okie dokie. Next part. We've been doing this for a few weeks in a row now. On Tuesdays, for our opportunity work, we're going single leg. Bring out the chair. Whether I use it today or not, I'm not sure, but let's talk about this. So, 10 minutes here. A little bit of time to work on balance, stability in the feet and the ankles, and then Maple, no. And then a little bit of single leg strength. So let me just explain this real quick. Turn down the tunes. Jody, I added weight, landed at 85 by 5. Yes. After all the cleans, I did 10 squats. Just can't. Okay, so you did the 5 hang power cleans and then some squats. Nice, Jody. Way to get it in. Love it. All right, so next part, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go every minute on the minute, alternating legs. But our goal is to stay on that standing foot, on that standing leg for the whole minute. So first 2 minutes, just standing. So minute 1, you're gonna stand on one foot. Minute 2, stand on the other foot. Simple, simple. And if that's challenging, keep that. Do that for the whole 5 sets, just stand. If that feels pretty good, what I'm gonna do is minute 3, 4, 5, and 6. So minute 3 will be on the right, 4 on the left, 5 on the right, 6 on the left. But during that minute, we can do a little bit of hopping. So you can hop on the spot, you could hop onto something on and off, or as I was saying, just stand. So the 4 minutes after, we'll hop. And then the last 4 minutes, 7, 8, 9, and 10, the goal is some sort of squat. So still standing on one leg. If you want with a chair, great option. Whoa, Maple, you're not helping. Go arms out in front as a counterbalance, send the hips back, make contact, and stand. If you want to go further than that, then do it without the chair, leg out in front, squat down, stand. If you can get the hip below the knee, fantastic. I don't know if my right leg's having that today though. Yeah, you know what? We'll do it. Put the chair off to the side just in case. So, alternating minutes, alternating legs, standing for the first 2, hopping for the next 4, and then squatting on the next 4 after that. And what that looks like is we'll squat every 10 seconds. So we'll stand, and then on the 10, squat, stand, on the 10, squat, so on and so forth for that minute. Equipment, are you at the gym? How to go? Good question. All right, so those of you just kind of watching, Jabes, Tasharia, let's do this. Join us. Simple, simple. You could always just stand on a single leg or increase it with the hops and the squats as we go. But you could just do standing. So, we're ready. Let's do this. 10 minutes again, alternating minutes. Ready? 10 seconds. And I may spend a little more time on the non-dominant side. That's good. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. So just standing. Nothing crazy. Just try to maintain your balance on this standing leg the whole time without touching the other foot down. It's the same song we just did. Oh. Talia, good morning. You doing your balance, Talia? James, we all standing still here, or standing on one foot. 30 seconds. Simple, simple. Right? You could look at this as silly. I was gonna say easy, but it's definitely not easy. You could see this as, hey, well, I'm not building muscle here, I'm not building capacity. You are. You're definitely building capacity, and you're building your base. 10 seconds. I'm gonna switch early. You're building your ability to support load above. 3, 2, 1, switch legs. So now you're standing on the foot that you didn't start on. And just think that, you know, if our base isn't strong, if the bottom is not strong, then everything upstream will struggle. If your feet and ankles are, you know, rolling in, you're losing your arch, they're flat, you can only imagine that your knees are gonna be out of position, out of line. And if so, then likely the hips are as well. So focusing on maintaining that arch in the foot, standing tall. You can think about gripping the floor with your toes. Don't forget about them feet, right? If you're doing this with shoes on as well, take off your shoes. Should have mentioned that before. This is definitely a barefoot exercise. If you want to be able to use the small muscles in your feet, you have to free them. They have to be accessible. They have to have the ability to move. 10 seconds, we'll switch sides, and then we're starting to hop. 3, 2, 1. Back to the first foot. Maple, stop. And just a little bit of hopping. It doesn't need to be fast. I like to do this kind of just steady up and down. You'll notice that your foot, ankle, calf will start to burn pretty fast here. It's kind of the goal. Jody, just at home, passive recovery. What does that mean, passive recovery? I mean, sounds like relaxing. Stop it, Maple. Another 20 seconds of just gentle hopping or standing still if the hop is too much. I'm gonna switch early once again, but you don't need to do that. Another 5, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and switch. Just nice and steady. You can stand still or just gentle hops. Maple, no. I mean, you could do like some calf raises or something as well if you want on that single leg. Just try to keep the other foot off the ground. Keep it up, team. Starting to burn in the hip. Whoa. Come on, right foot. Likely notice which leg is less balanced. Feel free to spend more time on that one. Wow, it's burning. It's burning. 10. We'll switch back for one more set of hopping per side. Down dog. 3, 2, 1. Back to the first leg. Woo. Give that hopping leg a little rest, and then back on with the starting leg. It's just me with my tea. That's a strange concept. You're watching us drinking tea. Might as well hop around a little bit, equipment. Might as well get on one foot. See if you can just drink your tea standing on one leg. Maple, back it up. She's burning. All right, we're coming back. 2, 1, switch. So on your second leg here, Maple. How's it supposed to feel? Another 35 seconds here, and then we have 4 sets of squats. Or just standing, up to you. Remember, you can squat to a chair if you want. Thank you for hitting those reactions, team. Wow, it's burning. 10 seconds. And then we'll switch. And then we'll go squats. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last 4 minutes here. We're gonna squat every 10. 3, 2, 1. Squat. Remember, you can do this to a chair if this full pistol is not accessible, or you can just stay standing. 2, 1. Squat. Lots of clicking there. 3, 2, 1. Squat. Woo, that burns. Probably gonna switch one early here, as usual. Squat. 3, 2, 1. Squat. And we're gonna switch legs in 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch. All right, almost there. Squatting in 3, 2, 1. Maple. 3, 2, 1. Squat. Come on, right leg. 3, 2, 1. No. Squat. Maple, please go. Please go. 3, 2, 1. Squat. Oh. My knee's been feeling really cranky, but it feels really nice on these. 3, 2, 1. Squat. All right, we're gonna switch legs. 3, 2, 1. Switch. 1 more minute per side, team. Keep it up. KDL, join us. You've been here all morning. I love it. 2, 1. Maple, go. We're almost there, team. About what, 7 or 8 squats left? 3, 2, 1. Oh, these feel so good today. Crazy. Obviously, that squatting beforehand warmed him up. 3, 2, 1. Not even clicking right now. 3, 2, 1. One more squat on that leg. 2, 1. All right, last set coming up. 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Last 5 squats here. Stay with it, team. 5, 3, 2, 1. We're almost there. Stay on that standing leg. Even if you're not squatting, just stand on that foot. Oh, missed one. Squat. 3, 2, 1. No, Maple. Nope. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, almost lost that one. Almost there, team. 3, 2, 1. No, Maple. Nope. All right, I'm gonna do one at the end as well here, but you can call it. 3, 2, 1. Time. Yeah, we got him. Oh, my butt. My butt. Whew. Great job. You earned those clicks. Be proud of them. Thanks, KDL. I appreciate it, man. You guys all earned those clicks this morning. That was no joke. That was no joke. That EMOM was good, hard work, and then single leg is always great. All right, team. let's get into a stretch here. Let's talk about a little cool down. Excuse me, dog. And then while we're doing that, we can watch some cow herding clips. So let's do this. Let's get into a pigeon stretch. My butt's a little bit lit up there. Thank you, my guy. Thanks, Jabes. So what you can do is start yourself in a plank or a downward dog, and then we'll take one leg out in front here, get it parallel with the shoulders, Maple, as you can see. And then I want to keep my hips level and centered. I don't want to drop over to the side. I'm going to stay here in the middle. If that's not accessible, you can do that laying on your back with a thread the needle, cross it over, and then just put your arm through and pull that knee to your chest. Stop it. But I'm gonna do pigeon. I'm gonna put my mat down. Feeling soft. Okay, so let's get into that stretch. We're gonna hang out here for at least a minute. We'll briefly talk about training for function. So, today's topic of our, day 8 or 9 of the 31 days to discipline is function, is choosing, a workout format, plan, Maple, no, hey, no, what are you doing? A program that creates capacity for life, right? That gives you ability in the movements that you're gonna do in real life, athleticism, coordination, balance, agility, accuracy, all those things that we miss if we do, if we focus on aesthetics and we do curls and kickbacks and things that we really won't use in real life. So, and then some people look at that and say, well, I want to look a certain way. And if you look at people who do functional fitness all the time, they look really good. So to say that, you have to do isolation bodybuilding type movements and not functional training to look a certain way, that's just wrong. It doesn't make any sense. You can look pretty darn fit, especially if you're eating right, doing functional movements, right? So if you're not looking the way you want to look, it's probably because you're not eating right, not because you're not training properly. So if you train with functional movements, especially with intensity, and you vary it so that you're not doing the same things over and over again, you are going to look like a hero, as long as you're not filling your body with processed food trash. So, one more thing before we talk, or before we do clips. So, we talk about this every day, that outside of your fitness, you should have a goal. Right? You should have an aim of your life so that you're not just spinning your wheels, and so that when you look back on your life, there's something to be proud of. There's something that you did, that you accomplished, that you put time and work into and achieved something. Because the way that I look at it, life is about growing and getting better. And if you're not progressing towards something, you're dying. You're either living or you're dying. So align yourself with something, have a purpose, have a strong why, and use that to direct you towards something. Once you've defined, let's switch sides if you haven't already. Once you've defined that thing, I think a lot of people will look at that big thing and then not understand how to get there. They'll see it as too far off and overwhelming, and then they won't even start. But if you understand that all it takes is one step every day, then it's far less overwhelming and it becomes realistic. And if you understand how this works, you know that if you do it consistently, not only is it realistic, but it becomes inevitable. If you do your homework towards your most important goal every day, you're going to look back in a year or 3 years and you'll be amazed at where you've gotten. You'll be shocked at how just doing that step over and over again became something real. So if there's something that you want in your life, which you should, right? You should have a goal. As I'm saying, you're either growing or you're dying. if you've got something, all it takes is repetition. Not repeating the same thing over and over again without iterating, you know, paying attention to what you're doing and what progress you're making, but do it. Do that step over and over again. It's all it takes. Simple, simple, simple. Define the step, do the step. All right, while we are, why don't we get into a, you guys are all talking Pink Floyd, that's good. All right, so let's get into one more stretch here for those push-ups, and then we'll watch some clips while we're doing it. So, my favorite chest stretch, just put an arm on the wall and then turn away from it. And then while we're doing that, we're gonna watch me chasing some cows around if I have them on the right spot. Oh, that's from yesterday. You can watch that while I'm finding this one. That was my youngest and the cow head. All right, herding cows 1. Here's the first one. Hopefully it's not upside down. There we go. So what had happened here is we just opened up the wire where the cows were, and we were trying to walk them out, and then they got to the end of the wire and they turned and sprinted. You can see the moon up on the right there.
Okay, go!
So that if I'll just say this in advance, if there's screaming from myself towards my wife and the girls, it's because my patience was pretty low, and not because of them. I mean, without having done this before and without having the proper fencing, I'm losing my mind a little bit, right? There are a couple spots in this field, as Jason knows, are a lot of spots that don't have fence. And, you know, if those girls get into that forest at the back there, I have no idea how we would get them back. So there's a couple moments where I'm thinking like, hey, four-wheeler, you better cut off those cows, otherwise we're going to be in a world of trouble. So I cut these clips a couple times because I'm because I'm running after these things and not doing well. So here's number 2. We had gotten them turned back around, so we're no longer going towards the forest at the back of the property. And we're, don't say that, Jody. That's not what they're looking for. So now we're working our way towards the house, and you're gonna see some agility here by Adam when they start moving. I hustle, so there's the tree line. You can see my arms going. No. Those things, as much as they are pretty big, like, they move. When they decide they're going, like, I'm not keeping up. So I'm just trying to redirect them back towards the house, more or less, because the gate to where they're going is by the house. There's also a whole bunch of hay bales by the house, so I'm kind of hoping that they smell those. But there was a lot of this, just like, you can see the frost on my face. It's minus 25 as we're doing this, Celsius.
Come on, girl.
And I'm just trying to convince them to not go, you know, towards the wheat field next door or towards the woods. And they get to trotting and you're just like, okay, I'm going to try to head you off. But this is stressful. I'm, at this point, like, completely drenched in sweat as well, because this was after the main sprint back towards the back of the property. But anytime they turn and run, like, I'm trying to get in front of them. There's another little jog.
Come on, girl.
Talia, I think they know. They're not going to be butchered or anything right now. They're just going to a place where I can contain them a little bit better so that I don't have to do this. You can't tell, but I am running hard right now. Doesn't seem like it, but that is, like, I'm working. It's been like 20 minutes or so already. It's very sweaty. Mine's 20 out here. Doesn't seem like it makes sense, but I'm wearing all the layers. So once you get running, wearing all the layers, it gets sweaty. All right, and then, so what actually ended up happening is we got them through that tree line by the house, that line of fir and cedar trees. One of them decided to just go through. And then from there, they made their way to the fence where all the other critters are. You see, I've got a wire across the driveway here on the left, which they definitely would have gone through. So you see staring at it. So good thing I put up that wire, otherwise they would have been going towards the road. This is where it gets a little bit messy. I mean, less messy than them running towards the woods, but one of them tries to go through my fence here. So, curious llamas, obviously. I'm trying to get them past that trailer up there on the right where there's a gate open. So they decide to go through the Japanese knotweed. And then I don't know if it's Whiteface that makes the dumb move, but watch this. She turns towards the fence, hits the fence, and then tries to go through it. She tried to push through the fence, and like if she decided to, she probably could have. She probably would have torn those staples off the fence. Here's another sprint from Adam, trying to cut them off. But you see we blocked the way. I've got the truck there and the tractor there, and then right there is where we're going. So I'm starting to feel a little better as they start to go. You can hear me under my breath like, come on, come on. We did it. There we go. And here I'm crying a little bit.
Just chill out.
The relief was very real here. I was extremely anxious doing this. We need to finish our fencing.
Don't do it.
So that was the excitement yesterday. That was definitely my second workout of the day, sprinting around after them. There was definitely one part of that that was way harder than yesterday's workout.
Good girls. Just walk right up.
I feel sad watching this, Adam. I know it's to be done, but sad. How come? We're just moving around. I'm not doing anything mean to them. We're just going to, and in essence, like they're going to hang out with the boys who they spent most of the summer with, so they probably feel a little bit better having a crew. Sure. They're probably much less anxious right now than they were before they were moved there. So, you know, yes, eventually they are going to be processed and we're going to eat them, but that was, I would say, all in all, that was a good day for them. You know, they got a little bit of exercise. It may have been a little bit, there might have been a little bit of anxiety there, but they're now in a more comfortable spot with more ruminants, right? They're in there with more critters that are like them, and that will calm them down. KDL, those are llamas. We have two llamas, Braulio and Leandro, and they are... they're guardians for the sheep. They're just curious critters. If you've ever met a llama before, they're like super curious, and they'll come up and check you out and sniff you and whatever. And the idea is they freak out coyotes. They also don't really like canines, so they'll always be a little bit leery of dogs and whatnot. So they're supposed to be good protection against coyotes. We've had mixed results with them for sure. All right, so sorry about that, Talia, but this is this is how it is. And if you ever went to a commodity beef operation, this would look like paradise. So I don't feel bad. I mean, could we be smoother with our handling? Sure. And will that get better in the future as we finish infrastructure and learn better systems? Yes, but those are happy animals. You know, that was a little bit stressful, but all in all, they're back to calm and happy, I am sure. So, all right. On that note, team, let's check out what we got for tomorrow. 12 likes again. Great job, team. Thank you very much for the likes. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, let's do that before we run away. And let's see here. Tomorrow, shouldered overhead and hops, and then some deadlifts. So some heavy deadlifts as our opportunity work, 5x5 on the deadlift. And then our EMOM before that, some shoulder to overhead and some hopping. So some good explosiveness from the hips and some good overhead work. So another great session tomorrow. I look forward to the deadlifts. I like to pick up something heavy every once in a while. So, KDL, I've got a beef guy. Best ground beef I ever tasted. I love it. What we've been doing with these animals recently is we'll do the, as much as we can, the heart, liver, and kidney, and we'll grind it up into our ground meat. so that we're making sure we're getting the organ meat in without necessarily having to just eat liver as is, because I'm not the biggest fan of that. So mixing it into the ground, doing like a primal ground, is pretty awesome. We actually had our first bit of fresh lamb last night with the heart ground into it, and it was fantastic. So you got it. The more local you can find that food, KDL, I love it, right? You know where it's coming from, you know how you're raising them. That's it. Talia, I don't know if at that point they're running for their life. I don't know if that's what's going through their head. You know, they're jogging around. They don't necessarily want to hang out with me, but I don't know if they're terrified there, right? I think if they were more stressed, they would have been running a little bit more, and they probably wouldn't have come back. So whether that makes you feel better or not, sorry, but liver or sausage from New York Deli. Whoa, there you go. You're more hardcore than I am. I don't love the taste of liver, but I want to get it in, so we mix it. All right, team. Great job this morning. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for putting up with my cow herding. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow for whatever it is I just said. Shoulder to overhead hops and deadlifts. Have yourselves a great Tuesday. Love you guys. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.